May you not use your hand. May you not use your hand and get yourself into F around and find out. Because the moment these people are thinking they are doing this particular thing to please MAGAs, to make MAGAs lifted, to put MAGAs on the high side, to do this thing to make it look as if the people that look like me are not so important, the more they are getting F around and find out, not only from the people that look like me, but from their own color, their own race, their own people that they want to please. How can these two young boys open their mouth wide to commit this ultimate lie on live show, saying they are not aware? Are you serious? Are you serious? Even people that are not in America are aware when they hear this particular, they know, okay, this is. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Let me go ahead and roll out the clips for you guys so that you guys can watch with your eyes, hear with your ears what these two adults that want to play MAGAs actually use their mouth to say. And let me know what you think about this particular video. Credit belongs to original creators of every clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And guys, with that being said, let's dive right into this video because I can't wait to unleash at the end.
I'm back, and I'm ready to have a lecture about your obsession with wanting to harm HBCUs. You know, the institutions that expose who's superior and who's inferior. I mean, we can all see that you love the bands. You steal the dances, you copy the swag, but you keep HBCU funding on life support, while blowing money on PWIs where only 0 to 25% of the enrollment are graduating. It's clear that the colonizers don't want Black Americans to have their own institutions. They want Black brilliance funneled into their schools. See, they understand the intelligence that's within Black Americans, which is why there is such an effort to control just how many are allowed to obtain a degree, especially when the PWI enrollment and degree numbers are trending lower and lower each semester. And HBCUs are bursting at the seams. Literally record-breaking numbers for graduations and enrollment. Exhibit A. Tennessee State. The state itself just admitted to withholding $2.1 billion from its own HBCU. A calculated move to keep TSU struggling, to make their programs harder to run, to make their degree harder to get. So when the athletics are underfunded, where do the top recruits go? When the music programs suffer with low recruitment numbers due to an intentional low budget, how can we certify the next generation of great music educators? I mean, look at how dramatically the band has shrank in size. This is a Grammy award-winning HBCU program. Where does the next genius music producer go? They get scooped up. Their talent gets monetized. But the legacy, the community, the Black ownership, stolen. Another case of start your own, do your own thing. And when you do, you always attack with pettiness and jealousy, and the usual theft of resources and talent to create dependency, harming innocent young adults for absolutely no reason. A sick obsession with control. You're the only people competing. You're actually trying, and you're still losing to the Black Indigenous people of this land who are just existing and are still smoking you like a Newport.
Just boys who showed up to Tennessee State University's campus to debate racism and then pretended they didn't know they were on an HBCU campus? That's embarrassing. It's embarrassing that you don't know the culture of the city that you're in or the part of town that you are in. That's embarrassing. There are 2 HBCUs over there. Fisk University is there too, home to the Fisk Jubilee Singers, a Black gospel choir that is the reason that we are named Music City in Nashville. We are named Music City because of a Black gospel choir at Fisk University. That street over there on that side of town, Jefferson Street, used to be a footpath for people leaving a slave plantation to go east towards the Cumberland. Jefferson Street used to be the original Music Row. It is the original Music Row, where Black rock and roll artists and Black rhythm and blues artists recorded their music. Etta James, Otis Redding, Jimi Hendrix, Ray Charles recorded their music on that street, in that neighborhood. There's a museum there, Jefferson Street Sound. You should check it out. Educate yourself a little bit. During the Civil Rights era, there were sit-ins in that neighborhood. There were sit-ins on that street. You're standing in one of the richest parts of Black culture, not only in the United States, but in Nashville, Tennessee, in the state of Tennessee. And you're over there debating racism and pretending you don't know you're on an HBCU campus? That's embarrassing. That's humiliating, actually. Nashville wouldn't be what it is today without Black culture. The Nash Vegas that it is today is just white corporate capitalism repackaging Black culture as some sort of consumable product to encourage people to come here and buy alcohol in honky-tonk bars owned by white country artists. This city is Black history. I mean, what are we known for? Music and hot chicken, both things given to us by Black Tennesseans. And you're going to step foot in that side. That used to be one of the wealthiest Black-owned neighborhoods in the United States. They had one of the wealthiest Black-owned banks in the United States, and the state built a highway over their neighborhood to disperse people, to break it up. It's environmental racism. You don't know what city you're in. You don't know what ground you're standing on. And for that reason, you should not be debating anything.
And now I'm sure many of you have seen the footage of the 3 MAGA white nationalists going on to a HBCU talking about they want to debate, but really they were there to antagonize the Black college students there. See, but this is going to be happening more and more. It already happened in Philly. You had another Charlie Kirk disciple trying to go into a Black church and disruptive. And that is what's going to be happening more and more and more. There are going to be a lot of these cases where all of these, Turning Point USA, Red Pill, MAGA bros are going to start trying to antagonize Black people in Black spaces, be it a church, on campus, whether we're at a gathering. This is going to be the modus operandi for right now, because that's going to be part of there. We're continuing your work, Charlie. We're going to be antagonizing Black people. See, this is the thing. The same people who claim that they, quote unquote, have fatigue, they're tired of us, they don't want to be around us, but yet they keep coming in our spaces, getting in our faces, and getting in our conversations. So they can really cure their fatigue. I've said this before, I will say it again. They can cure their fatigue by just staying away from us. But something deep down inside them will not allow them to do that. And that is called their supremacist mentality. You see, they always feel the need that they have to dominate over Black people. This is the problem that they have. They're not happy with themselves, so they have to try to interject their misery into our lives, into our happiness. Okay? Let's be honest and call it for what it is. Charlie Kirk led a movement of mediocre whiteness. That's what he was. Charlie Kirk was a mediocre white guy who dropped out of junior college, got mad when he seen women and other people of color and other marginalized groups making gains in society that he felt was rightfully his. But he figured out what all mediocre white men figure out, that you can still become successful and rich by cultivating a platform of anti-Blackness. And he learned that from Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, Fox News. As long as you have a platform for anti-Blackness in America, you could be a success. Okay? You could be a mediocre white male as long as you have anti-Blackness and you sell that anti-Blackness to other mediocre white men. And that's what's happening right now. You're going to see more and more of these red pill Charlie Kirk clones going out into Black spaces talking about, oh, I'm just here to have a conversation. I just want to talk. We're not interested in talking with you. And you're going to see the pushback from people like Bill O'Reilly, Anna Kasparian, Jake Uger, all of these other people on, quote unquote, in the media echo chamber, Chris Cuomo and all that. Well, we have to talk to each other. We have to, have conversations. Like people like Bill Maher and all of them. They want to have conversations with the white nationalists because they themselves will never be harmed by the white nationalists. So they don't care. But we in the Black community understand that Turning Point USA, MAGA, all of their ideology is rooted in harming Black people, the dehumanization of Black people. Okay? So I applaud those young people out there for standing up and not allowing these people to come into your space to intimidate you. Okay? Because we know what happens when you allow some of these lone wolf young white men to come into our spaces. We learned what happened in South Carolina with Dylan Roof. We learned what happened down in El Paso, Texas. We learned what happened in Buffalo. We learned what happened down in Florida. And it will continue to happen. When they talk about who is the cause of the political violence in America, there's only one person, and you know who he is. He's had the orange guy. Okay? So when they talk about, well, Charlie Kirk was radicalized, the person who unalived Charlie Kirk was radicalized by the left. No, Charlie Kirk radicalized him because that person was the exact person Charlie Kirk was always speaking to. White male, young, lived in a white state, came from a Republican household background. Okay? He just radicalized him, but he didn't radicalize him the way he thought he was going to do it. So, this is what Black America has to do now. In all those spaces that we're in, be mindful of the spaces that you're in. If you see these people, avoid them. Learn what your 2A rights are in your states. Learn what your concealed carry rights are in your state. Okay? Protect yourself. Because we also know that in America, right now, we know many of the MAGA people are part of law enforcement. Just like back in the day, many of the Triple K were part of law enforcement. Now, everybody's going to say, oh, you're being hyperbolic and you're just throwing fuel to the fire. No, I'm telling my people, Black people, and other marginalized communities to protect yourself. Watch yourself. Because just the other day, they had a big right-wing, white nationalist, Christian evangelical revival tent meeting out there in Scottsdale, Arizona for Charlie Kirk. And their president basically said he hates his enemies. And who are his enemies? Always Black people, the Black community. You see how he acts and talks to Black reporters. You see how he feels about Black people. But now you will also have some of these Black MAGA supporters go up there and, basically, what they're going to do, buck dance, shoot shine, be bed warmers for white supremacy. So that's what they're going to use as a cover. The Brandon Tatums, the Candace Owens, Hodge twins, what's his name? Jeff Mead, the guy, all the Black guys with the really bad hairlines. They're going to be out there trying to defend this. So once again, Black America, be mindful. This is only just beginning. They're going to keep coming and keep coming and keep coming.
So y'all decided to get on news stations, the Fearless Tour. And you said that you didn't know it was an HBCU. That's what you said. But we got receipts that say that you did know. Hold on just a minute. What's that? I'm sorry, that would be your social media, is that correct? Exhibit A says that you knew that Texas State University was an HBCU because there it is. Isn't that you? Hold on. And what about that one? That's not you either? So this one is specifically for your Fearless Tour social media page. And you specifically also said that it was an HBCU. So that would be Exhibit B, correct? So then the question is, who wrote this? We didn't, right? You did. And right now, in a court of law, you would have basically perjured yourself because that's you, dog. That's all you. We had this conversation over the past 2 days now. This would make day number 3, where it is clear that this particular group of folks who are not a part of Turning Point at all, and I don't condone any of it, but the one thing that I will say is that you're looking for trouble. We are fully aware of what you're doing, and you're also trying to create yourself as the victim. When we all saw the video, when young people who were actually there at Texas State University, the HBCU, the Texas State University, were there and they went live and they recorded it, they showed what actually happened. And we got an opportunity to see it before you created your own narrative. And then you went on your own social media and you said that you were at TSU and HBCU. That must have been a little ghost with little Nike signs and a little red hat. That was running around creating that for you and you didn't know. Do better. Do better. What we want you to do is to leave us alone. If you want to literally debate, follow the school's protocol and register, sign up, find a student organization that would help you to get set up properly following the school's protocol. There are those that would say, well, it's a public college, you can do that. Every college has their own protocol that you have to follow, and it is for the safety of the staff and the student body. We understand that some of these HBCUs are public colleges, but if you really meant good, if you really, really meant good, you would connect with your student body, a student organization. You would connect with the counselor's office. You would connect with the school administration, the school president. You would connect with the alumni association, and you would build those relationships so that you could do this with decency and order. That's not what you want. And that is where we know that this is a game for you so that you can literally create yourself to be the victim. Now you played yourself because clearly that was you. How you gonna come out of this one? As a matter of fact, don't. Just do what we want you to do, folks. And that's just leave us alone. Leave us alone. That's all we ask. Do you hear that softness in my voice? Don't take that as my weakness or that of the Black community or any other for that matter.
An HBCU until the night before. He didn't know until they told him on campus.
There is nothing worse than a liar, because if you're a liar, you'll steal, you'll do everything. These guys knew that they were coming to Tennessee State University, which is a historically Black college and university. They knew exactly what they were doing. Their goal was to agitate and antagonize those students. But what they did not think was going to happen is that they would be escorted off the campus because they tried to run roughshod. So now, once the media has gotten a hold of this story, because this is a big story here in Nashville, and it has also made national rounds, especially protecting HBCUs. Now the next message is, well, we didn't know. We didn't know we were there. That is what is wrong with these people. You know, I had all kinds of comments from my previous video, and people were talking about, oh, well, you should be able to debate people, you know, just because you have differences, you should be able to debate. No, these people are liars, okay? They got caught up in their shit. And now it's a problem. They get on the local news and say, we didn't know. And that is some bullshit. They had the wrong intentions. They got caught up in their shit. And now you didn't know.
We didn't know that TSU was an HBCU until the night before. He didn't.
Black people study their tricks. Study their tricks. You see what they're doing right now? Right now, they're spinning the narrative. Oh, poor white boys. We didn't know we was going to HBCU. We just stumbled upon an HBCU. And we were going there just to have civil educational conversation. But these animals drove us away. These animals kicked us off. These animals limited our freedom of speech. You went into a historical Black college, right? To bother Black folks, to agitate Black students. You wanted this reaction, right? You just didn't expect for them to go as hard as they did and you getting kicked out of there. Even when they're lying, they're blatantly lying. But even when they're lying, listen to his words. We didn't know. He didn't know. So that means you knew. You came unsolicited. Nobody asked you to come there. And then you came there with racist rhetoric. What do you think is going to happen? I'm not going to lie to you. I learned some of my best tricks from white folks. Working in the office setting, I learned some of my best tricks. You know what I learned from a white man? He said, as long as it's hearsay, they can never fire you. I said, really? So I started going up to people whenever they had a problem with me. I said, I will punch you in the mouth. And the moment you bring me into HR, I'm going to act like I have no clue what you're talking about. Never had a problem in my job since. They're spinning a narrative. White victimization. They never got ahead in this country from doing things the right way. They always had to spin the narrative.
An HBCU until the night before. He didn't know until they told him on campus.
Why you always lying? Why you always lying? But not for real though. Like, why would y'all like that? Like, genuinely, I will respect it more if y'all was upfront about it and like real. Yeah, I didn't know that was an HBCU.
No way you didn't know Tennessee State University was an HBCU. There's absolutely no way you didn't step foot on that campus with the intent to antagonize and instigate what you were doing with your MAGA hat, you know, all of this stuff. You can't sit up here and think that this stuff that's going on, this assassination, this attack on ICE, this ain't got nothing to do with black people. This ain't got nothing to do with black people. And yet you got these Charlie Kirk followers raging war on the black community because we don't want to mourn the death of someone who hated us. We don't want to mourn the death of someone who hated us. So y'all do the complete opposite. Now you force him to be in our faces all the time. You're trying to force a holiday. You're putting them on a silver dollar. You're trying to force them into schools, into ancillary programs. Allen High School is trying to get the little program. Man, y'all.
That's embarrassing. That's humiliating. It is not my words, so it is their words, their fellow MAGAS people. They are the one that is coming for them. I did not come for anybody. I don't even have strength to come for anybody. But it is going to be a shame and a letdown that you stay in a particular country that you are born, you are raised, and you tell me that you don't know that HBCU is a predominant black people's university, and you have the right to take your table, your paper, your scrapped cameras, your microphone, because you want to represent or you want to be the next Charlie, to start doing the same debate thing that is finishing you people. The same thing that took someone away not quite long from you guys. The same thing that is creating diversity. The same thing that is spreading hate. The same thing that is pushing wrong narrative. The same thing that a lot of people, even your own race, are not comfortable with. That is what you went to a predominant black school to do. Now, why did you do that as far as I'm concerned? You're doing it because you want to get this exact reaction. And did you guys get it? Yes. Am I happy? 100% happy. Do I support violence? No. Do I support fight? No. And I'm happy with the way the students reacted and sent you guys out of the school. Only for these two grown-up axemen to come to the live TV show of interview and saying they do not know. So you don't know, you don't do research before you go to a particular place. Is that how you do your thing? Is that how you do your social media level? Content creating things? You don't do research, you just carry your bags, put your mic inside, put your microphone, put your laptop, and then you just head to a nowhere place and then you just start debating. Is that how you do your thing? Because I'm confused that fathers, because as far as I'm concerned, even if they're not married, they will get married tomorrow. So fathers are supposed to live like example for their children. When their children are growing up, children will not grow up and see what their father said on live TV, that they don't know that HBCUs are predominantly black college. So when the children start lying to you now as a father, will you even have rights to even flog them, beat them, or even control them? I don't know. I wonder what people think before they go on live TV to go fumble, to go mess up themselves. Because this is a typical example of F around and find outs. Yeah. And I'm happy that the people that is giving it to you is not even black community. It is still your own race that are coming up to tell you that how will you even say that? Why are you always in a competition? You just want to go there to create a scene so that you will put it and be like, the black people are spreading hatred. We went there for debate and they're spreading hatred. That is exactly what it is. Because let it make sense to me that you don't have all of these, your predominantly white people universities, that you can actually go and do your debates. You don't, okay, even if you don't have, can't you go to like a public place where you know that people are passing and you can do your debate? Can't you even wait? If not something that is wrong with you people, can't you even wait until all of this hotness that the country is having should calm down? Or were you not also aware that Charlie was just pupilled not even up to a month? Are you not aware too? It is sad how these people reason, how these people think. And the same thing that he was doing is what you want to go and do. Just because you want to appear as the holy Charlie or as the second Charlie, or what are you even thinking? What were they thinking? It is sad, and I wonder where all of this their wrong narrative is coming from. They just want to create anything that will rub black name, anything that will rub bad name to people that look like me, and of which is not making sense. It's actually a shame, and I love the F around and find out that these guys actually got. They really got it really hurt. And I'm happy about that so that they will learn their lesson. And this is going to be like an open eye to other people that want to also go and do the same thing. I'm not saying you should not debate. I'm not saying debate is a bad thing. But I'm trying to say you need to chill. You need to calm down. Even if you want to do it respectfully. Take it to any place you want to take it. And don't rub it on our face. That is the one we cannot take. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section about all of this video that you guys have actually watched. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credit belongs to original creators of every clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And guys, with no further ado, like I say in my videos, I'm going to be saying and I'll see you guys in my next one. For educational purposes, would not support any form of violence here. But let me know what you think in the comment section. I love you guys. Mwah.